Hello, this is Brian Davis, and today I'm going to be talking with you about my work with the Hogan Jazz Archive and its integration of an online archive client called Archon. Now, I am currently logged into my administrative privileges because I am going to be showing you some of the available features of this interesting online client. Now, all of my work that I've been doing with this particular website has been toward the digital integration of these special collections onto Tulane's website. Archon is a client that allows archives to move into the digital age and start providing some of their documents online for their patrons. Now, it was originally developed by the University of Illinois to integrate their personal archives, their school archives, onto the web. And it has since gone on to be used by other archives. Particularly, the University of Houston has a very, very nice integration with the site. And most notably, I've seen the National Archives in the United Kingdom has a very, very impressive integration of this particular system. All of the individual agencies have integrated it into their own archives, and it's all fully searchable through the National Archives website. And when I was doing my own research on how to formulate my personal collection that I was working on with the Hogan, I consulted these websites, and they proved to be very, very valuable. Now, right now, I am going to show you some of what I've been doing. Unfortunately, because my work with the Nick LaRocca collection is not exactly ready, it is not available to the public just yet. But ultimately, the goal is to integrate all of these special collections and put them all on the internet in the coming year. So what I want to do is give you a brief walkthrough of the process of putting an item into the Archon system. So first of all, I'm going to log into my administrative privileges here, and what's going to pull up are the available archives that the Hogan is currently working with. I'm going to go here to the Collections Manager to just take a look at the collections that we're discussing. Now, I've been working with the Nick LaRocca collection. Mr. LaRocca was a jazz cornetist and trumpeter from the early jazz period. He was a New Orleans musician, and he was the band leader for the original Dixieland Jazz Band, often considered the first jazz band because they recorded the first single of jazz in 1970 called Livery Stable Blues. Now, right now we are looking at some of the accession information. The accession information is important to a collection because it distinguishes it from other collections in the archive. So here we list some very basic information, including the inclusive dates, which are the dates of the items in the collection. We talk about the predominant dates. Those particular dates are the dates where most of the documents come from, 1915 to 1961 in particular, because that's when Mr. LaRocca was archiving his own papers, keeping his own notes, his clippings of appearances in newspapers. We also have several different areas that include information especially important for an archive that distributes information like the Hogan is the restrictions section. It lists some of the restrictions for this particular collection when it came in with its active donation form, which was the form that listed the restrictions and the extent of the collection. This particular collection is open for educational uses, so that will be an important part to note later on when we're talking about the availability of particular items. So I'm going to go into the Content Manager here, and we're going to take a look at what I've been doing. In this particular collection, we have two boxes of correspondence, both ranging from 1915 to 1961. I have been working predominantly with this first box, so we're going to open up the first box and take a look at this. Archon makes everything very, very simple by going into subcategories. So this particular collection The super category is the boxes. The subcategory under boxes are these folders. In the boxes, there are about 15 folders each, and each folder is labeled with a particular year, and in that folder is contained particular items from that year. So for instance, in folder 2 we have items ranging from 1899 to 1917, and then starting in folder 3 we have items particularly from 1918, and then in folder 4.1 we have items from January to April of 1919, and then so on and so on. I've had an opportunity to get through about 10 folders. There are thousands of items. This collection is about 3 linear feet, and linear feet is a form of measurement that's exclusive to archives, because the linear foot is what the collection would look like if you pile up all the papers, and then 3 feet of papers all stacked together. It makes quite an extensive collection.